Hello and welcome to the CRE Show. At the CRE Show, we talk about trends and insights of the commercial real estate sector in India. And in today's episode, we're going to cover the new blue-eyed boy of commercial real estate, the warehousing sector.
Warehousing, as we all know, is an extremely newer entrant into the classification or types of real estate that are coming out. And we have some interesting facts coming from AKG today. So as a first AKG, in this report, we've carried out largely the tier 1 cities, and you've covered a lot of tier 2 cities as well. Please tell me in a nutshell, what kind of numbers are we looking at in tier 1 cities today, and then of course with a little bit of tier 2 as well.
Okay, super, Boman. So if you talk about the grade A warehousing stock, as I mentioned, it's 200 million square feet.
Okay.
If I add grade B to it, it becomes 500 million square feet, right? And the top 3 cities are NCR, MMR, which is Mumbai, and number 3 is Pune. Number 4th and 5th is Bangalore and Hyderabad.
So in that order?
In that order. Now, if you move to tier 2, then you've got the likes of Calcutta, Ahmedabad, Lucknow, Nasik, and they are the upcoming buzzing cities because of extremely superb infrastructure getting built in these cities. Either they're next to a port, or they have their own airport coming up, or they have a golden quadrilateral or some kind of an expressway connecting these cities. So for warehousing, infra is a must, and infra spend of the current government is humongous. So warehousing is here to stay.
No, I'm absolutely in tune with you, and that is why this report is so important to my fraternity, to be able to decide how many developers can actually go and start off and actually build out these warehouses. Like you mentioned, it's here to stay. And at the last New India Summit also, we had a discussion around what new asset classes can real estate developers explore, because they have the potential to, and how they can go about doing that. So your report is going to serve as an eye-opener on these. Is there anything else about in this report that one has to look at?
The sectors, very important.
The sectors which they will serve.
So when you're building, okay, first of all, an office building will take you 3 to 4 or maybe even 5 years to build.
True.
Warehouses you can build in 18 months.
Okay.
Right? So a true build to suit can be built, and therefore it becomes important to understand whom are you building for, right? So there are 4 sectors which are top of the list. Number 1, third party logistics, right? Our courier friends, DHL, delivery. Number 2, manufacturing, companies like Maruti or ITC. Number 3, modern retail, Tata Group, Reliance, DMart.
And let me think.
And number
e-commerce has to come in somewhere, right?
Absolutely. E-commerce is big. Amazon, Flipkart. So these are your, even Licious. You need to keep your frozen fish somewhere, right?
That's going to be another big one. Cold chain management is going to be so big in this country.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you need to make warehouses for these big giants.
On a separate show, we should also carry out the kind of what is A category, B grade, A grade, green, and what sizes really work, and some part of the design part of it, so that the developer fraternity can then work towards that. And I encourage all my friends to actually start looking at this business of logistics very seriously, because it's only about 500 million square feet right now, but it will grow many-fold right from here, and it's going to grow across cities, across tier 2 towns. So wherever infrastructure goes, or rather infrastructure is going to be the need for these. At the same point of time, once infrastructure is there, it's just going to keep growing.
Yep.
So again, that's a great business that we can look at very beautifully, and we'll have hard data coming in all the time from CRE Matrix. We at CREDAI will keep working with you to give us more and more in terms of numbers or data, or how to go about this entire thing.
I want to know how many members are registered under CREDAI.
Like I told you already, close to around 14,000 members, but then we have some who are like one-time developers or doing only one type of development, or some who are the smaller ones, as we call them, who will be doing one development at a time. Then we have the very large developers, the listed developers, the corporate developers. All of them are also in our fraternity. So if I was to say, imagine this, we are like the rainbow of the fraternity itself. Everybody who's doing any RERA registered project comes and registers with CREDAI, and those that have been doing it for years and have been doing various types of development, whether it be malls, residences, maybe logistics as well, hotels, all of them are also our members, and all of them stand to gain from reports like this.
Sure.
And that's how, you know, we've tied up with you.
Sure. And if I can ask, out of the 14,000, how many are in tier 1 cities, the popular 7 metros, and how many are outside tier 1?
You know, it's an 80-20 rule. We're 20% in tier 1 cities, and 80% of our members actually come from tier 2, 3 and 4 cities or towns, small towns.
Super.
And that's exactly why we had the New India Summit recently, which we did in Varanasi. And we had about 550 of our members turn out for that. And the content was just absolutely tailor-made for tier 2, tier 3 developers out there. And that's where we even had a little bit of a discussion around warehousing or the new age businesses that will come to all of them. And it's really working out quite well, because these members are the ones that require a lot of data or require to be told about how data can be used for bettering their businesses.
And you know, Boman, India has 7 metro cities, America has 50, China has 35. So we have a long way to go, and the next 20 years, we're going to see a new Mumbai, a new Delhi, a new Bangalore come up. And it cannot happen without you guys.
Thank you very much for that. And we work towards organized developers, or rather organizing developers to make for organized development. And just one more number that flashes, and 60% of our population is going to move towards urban areas, right? And that does mean that we need so many more new cities or towns coming up across the city. Hey, with that, I just want to state that real estate is probably going to be a driver of the economy. It is, as it is, real estate and infrastructure is the second largest employer in the country after agriculture. And we add directly 8% to the GDP. But if you take the impact of what we do for banking, or what we do with banking, what we do with steel, what we do with cement, what we do with the 250 odd suppliers that work with the real estate industry, I think that share is fair, a lot larger. And of course, then we are all working towards our Honorable Prime Minister's dream of homes for all, offices for all, warehousing for all, I guess hospitality, entertainment, every sphere of your life is touched upon by real estate developers. And we at CREDAI will continue to work and give you more data. I look forward to continuing our relationship and giving more and more relevant data, so that the fraternity can keep working towards a better India. Thank you,
Super.
AKG.
Thank you so much, Boman.